This is Legacy Chronicle Hub, where history comes alive. Winter, 208 AD. Along the mighty Yangtze River, silence hides the storm. The fate of an empire stands on the edge of fire, and one battle will decide the future of China. This is the Red Cliffs Inferno. When China burned. For 4 centuries, the Han dynasty ruled China. Its emperors claimed the mandate of heaven, divine authority to bring peace to the realm. But by the late 2nd century, that peace had crumbled. Warlords rose like thunder across the provinces. The empire fractured, and the great Han fell into chaos. Amid this storm rose one man, Cao Cao, a brilliant strategist, a ruthless statesman, a poet, and a conqueror. From the ashes of rebellion, Cao Cao united the North. His armies, disciplined, battle-hardened, swept across China like a tide of steel. He claimed to serve the emperor, but in truth, he ruled the empire. By 208 AD, with 1 million men under his command, he turned his gaze south, toward the fertile lands beyond the Yangtze. His ambition was clear, to unite all of China under his name. In the south, 2 warlords stood between Cao Cao and total domination. Son Quan, the young ruler of Wu, shrewd, cautious, yet fiercely independent. And Liu Bei, a wandering idealist descended from the Han imperial line, noble in heart, but constantly defeated by fate. Together, they held only a fraction of Cao Cao's power. Divided, they were doomed. But in desperation, they forged an alliance, not out of trust, but survival. Zhou Yu, Sun Quan's brilliant naval commander, saw the stakes clearly. If we do not stand together, he said, we will burn alone. And so began one of the most unlikely alliances in Chinese history. Liu Bei and Sun Quan versus Cao Cao. Cao Cao's northern army was immense, hundreds of thousands strong, but they were land soldiers untrained for the river. To cross the Yangtze, Cao Cao built a vast fleet, thousands of ships stretching as far as the eye could see. But there was one problem. His men were seasick, unsteady on the waves. The ships rocked violently, threatening chaos before battle even began. To fix this, Cao Cao made a decision that would seal his fate. He chained his ships together, linking them like a floating fortress. His logic was sound, but destiny had other plans. For in making his fleet stable, he made it immovable. As Cao Cao's fleet gathered at Red Cliffs, Zhou Yu and his generals knew they could never win in open combat. The northern army dwarfed them. Victory through strength was impossible. But victory through deception, that was another story. One veteran warrior, Huang Gai, proposed a daring plan, a feigned surrender. He would send word to Cao Cao, pretending to defect, offering ships filled with supplies as tribute. In reality, those ships would be packed with oil, pitch, and dry reeds, floating bombs waiting for the wind. Zhou Yu hesitated. The plan was madness. But madness was their only hope. In the days leading up to the attack, the winds blew from the northwest against the southern fleet. But legend says that one night, Zhou Yu looked to the heavens and prayed for a miracle. And then it came. A southeast wind, rare for winter, began to blow. To Cao Cao, it meant nothing. To Zhou Yu, it meant everything. The gods, or fate, had answered. The fire would burn northward, straight into Cao Cao's chained fleet. Under the pale light of the moon, Huang Gai's ships sailed quietly down the river, their sails lowered, their decks seemingly loaded with gifts. Cao Cao's men watched to film Afa. The southern fleet approached, peaceful, surrendering. The trap was set. When the distance closed, Huang Gai's men lit the fuses and leapt into the water. The first explosion ripped through the night. Flames burst across the river. One by one, the chained ships ignited. The wind screamed and carried the inferno through the entire fleet. Soldiers dove into the water, armor dragging them down. Horses screamed. The Yangtze River itself seemed to burn. Cao Cao's grand navy, the might of the north, became an ocean of fire. What was meant to conquer China became its own funeral pyre. As the fire raged, panic spread. Cao Cao's men fled inland. But the terrain was muddy, narrow, unfamiliar. Disease, exhaustion, and chaos devoured his army. What had begun as an unstoppable invasion ended in catastrophe. Cao Cao barely escaped with his life. His dream of uniting China under his banner was over, at least for now. The Battle of Red Cliffs had changed everything. The South had survived. The balance of power had shifted. And from the ashes of this inferno, 3 kingdoms would rise: Wei, Shu, and Wu, shaping centuries of Chinese history. Red Cliffs was more than a battle. It was a turning point, a story of courage against overwhelming odds, of deception against brute force, of fate itself choosing sides. For over 18 centuries, poets, scholars, and storytellers have retold this legend. It inspired the romance of the 3 kingdoms, one of China's greatest epics. It reminds us that even the mightiest armies can fall, not to power, but to wisdom, and that sometimes all it takes to change history is the direction of the wind. The river still flows past the cliffs where fire once danced on the waves. The echoes of that night, of steel, fire, and fate, still whisper through time. And if you listen closely, you can almost hear the flames. This is Legacy Chronicle Hub, where history isn't just remembered, it's reborn.